Hey there, Hungry Monk students and fans. Today we're going to look at a great old fiddle tune called Soldier's Joy. There's an easy way to play it and there's a more challenging way to play it. I'm going to go over both of those. It's an old-time tune, probably like a Civil War kind of thing. There's actually words to it. It's a song as well as a fiddle tune. First I'm going to go over the slow version and then I'm going to go over the faster version for you. It's in the key of D. Great session tune. Everybody should know it. Soldier's Joy. Here we go. All right, this is the easy version of Soldier's Joy. Okay, we're going to call most of that quarter notes and some half notes. Okay, this starts out with your open A string, your second string open, goes to the 4th fret on your D string with your second finger, open D, and back to that 4th fret, which is F sharp. Those 4 notes, A, F sharp, D, F sharp, really important. We're going to use those 4 notes in this A section a lot. That spells out a D chord. Chords are made up of a root, 3rd, and 5th. In the key of D, D is the root, D, E, F sharp is the 3rd, D, E, F sharp, G, A is the 5th. There's A, the 5th. There's D, F sharp, the 3rd, down to the root D, and back to the 3rd. So the first time through, A, F sharp, D, F sharp, back to the A, up to the higher D, twice. So there's those 4 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then open A, D, D. Then we play those 4 notes again, A, F sharp, D, F sharp, G, E. Those are on the same D string, the 3rd string. Just one more fret. And then, as frequently happens in these fiddle tunes, the 3rd phrase is the same as the first. Our 4 notes to the A and up to the D. And then our closing phrase, that's the F sharp on your 1st string, 2nd fret, to the D on the 2nd string, open 1st string, C sharp on the 2nd string, and we finish up on the D, because that's what key we're in. That little ending, you could spend days doing that. That's the ending to tons of fiddle tunes in D. Nearly any fiddle tune in D, you could put that ending onto it and you'd be in good shape. It basically spells out a 1 chord, a D chord, and then an A chord, which is the 5 chord, back to the D. So that's the A section. Here comes the B section. Starts out on your 1st finger at the 2nd fret on your E string, that's F sharp. Now, instead of spelling out a chord, we're going to go up the scale. F sharp, G, A. And then we go down a note to open E, F sharp, G, F, G, A again. Open E, C sharp, A. There's an arpeggio. Those are the notes of an A chord. Fifth of the chord, third of the chord, root of the A chord. Back to where we started. And then our ending from before. So here's the first phrase. Second phrase. Third phrase, same as the first. So it's all on the first string pretty much. Ending phrase, last phrase. So the B section. So that's the easy version of Soldier's Joy. So now here's the faster version, or the more challenging version of Soldier's Joy. This is basically a bunch of eighth notes rather than the quarter notes of the easier version. It's the same notes for the most part, just goes through a little bit more complicated route. But it's a great tune to learn either way. You should know both ways. That way you have two different ways to play it in a session or wherever you're playing. Soldier's Joy, the more challenging version. Okay, here's the harder version of Soldier's Joy. Now in the easy version, we basically played quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The harder version turns it into eighth notes. We played twice as many, well, twice as fast. And so to play twice as fast and fill in the same time, we've got to play twice as many notes. So you remember those four notes? A, F sharp, D, F sharp? Well, instead of playing 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... It's the same thing, just twice. The A, the F, the D, the F. The A, the F, the D, the F. And then, that same thing. That part of the tune is the same. I hope that makes sense. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. We're doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. And now our ending phrase. Instead of just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, we're going to go... We're going to actually spell out those arpeggios again. F sharp up to the A, F sharp, D, there's a D chord. And then an A7 chord, the 5th, the 7th, the 5th, the 3rd. And we finish on D. Probably the tricky part about this is those fingers stay in the same fret, but here, open, 3rd fret, open, 4th fret. This second finger has to migrate from the 3rd fret to the 4th fret on the different string. But again, you should spend all day and all night practicing this little ending lick because it works with every single D tune that you might play. So the A section. Like that. The B section, we're going to do the same thing. Instead of playing quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 quarter notes and a half note, we're going to play twice as fast. We're going to put eighth notes in there, so we need more notes. So now we do this little lick. So we start on the same note, but we drop back a note and come back to that note and on up the scale, covering the same amount of ground. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Same thing with the next phrase. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, we start on the same note, drop back a note. That's a little bit harder because it's third finger on the second string, but back up the scale to the same place. And then of course the next part is the same as what we started with. And now we just play the scale all the way down. Instead of the arpeggio, E, C sharp, A, we go all the way down the scale. E, D, C, B, A. Back to the first part. Here's our ending phrase, same new phrase. So the B section, so here comes the entire fast version. There you go. The slow version, the fast version, you should be able to play both of them. Start out with the slow version. Once you figure out where your fingers are going, you'll have an easier time getting to the fast version, and then you have a built-in variation on the tune. You can do it both ways. They're both really good. Soldier's Joy. Keep practicing. See you next time.